All right, let's get started with some controller accessories, and we have 4 of them in here. And if you look at our shelf right here, what we have is the first one is going to be the Sonova holder right here, which is this beautiful thing right here. Now, I have to say, Sonova, I'm really impressed with their quality in general. This is built pretty strong. You can tell this is pretty solid when you hold it. Now, this Sonova tablet holder is designed for this controller. You've recognized it. This is a controller for the Mini, the Air 2, even the new Mavic 3 has this controller as well. DJI had decided since the Air 2 to start standardizing their controllers. So now you have it. You have a lot of accessories that are going to be designed for this. So here, we're just basically going to slide this controller right in place. It's very nice and easy. It's got a bunch of holes for your lights, for everything, and you're going to slide it right behind the antenna right here. And as we slide it behind the antenna, it's going to come in and clip, just like that. You can hear the clip on one side and the clip on the other side, and there it is. It's holding right in place. Now, the cool thing with this is we can actually use it with a bunch of different iPads. This is the only holder that we have that's going to hold this iPad right here, which is the traditional size iPad. I don't think an iPad mini is going to fit in here, maybe vertical actually. But also, this is going to be the only one that we have available that's going to fit the iPad Pro, which is the large format. You can push on it if you've ever had an Inspire 2 holder. You're familiar with this. You can push on this button. It slowly goes up. I think it's spring-loaded or whatever it is. And then when you get in here, you can put the gigantic iPad right in here and then still be able to control it. Now, I'm going to say this. There's not a whole lot of space behind the controller unless you bring it up like this. You can see that you can bring the camera, the screen up a little bit and go right here. The only downside with this controller right here is that you don't have the ability to attach anything in the front. You're going to have to attach something right here in the back of this controller. Now, in terms of price, this is $40, $39.99. It's not cheap, but quite frankly, it is built pretty strong. You can see that all the arms are going to extend in all different directions right here. So I don't know if it's worth it. Really, the worth it is up to you. You want to make sure that when you get this, you know that you're spending $40. This is not a cheap accessory by any means right here. Now, one of the downside with this is we wish that the rotation here would be locked to a 90-degree angle. You can see that you end up being at whatever angle when it's in place. It's held by force. There's no way to really screw this and tighten it in place. It's kind of, it's kind of interesting. Now, you may be asking also, can you fit a phone in here? Yes, you can. You just have to do these little tabs right here and lift them up, and then now you can actually squeeze your phone in place in between this space that's right here. So that's a really nice holder, probably the best one we have, but also, quite frankly, the most expensive in this case. The next holder that we have is going to be the XY phone right here. The YX actually, the YX phone holder, which actually comes with a nice little strap right here. This is $24, and this is also going to fit this controller right here that we just looked at. You can lift this up. It's a really interesting design because it's going to come around the antenna right here and clip. You have to do it the right way. You have to go in this position right here and kind of put it in this open space and then clip it in place. Now, I'm not going to lie, the clipping is a little bit interesting. It's kind of scary. It almost sounds like it breaks. It doesn't, but then it's kind of held nicely in place. There's a button right here at the top that you're going to push, and when you push that button, it's going to release this entire thing. Now, what I don't really like about this is when you attach this strap, it kind of gets in the way of your controllers right here. So if I put this on right here, then, well, it's not necessarily the most comfortable for flying. I like to pinch, especially right here. So it's not horrible, but I'll let you judge on this. The cool thing about this one is that, as you can see right here, it has the ability to hold a phone on this side, on the smaller side, and then on this side, an iPad or larger format. Now, the iPad Pro is not going to fit right here. But at the bottom here, there's a screw that you can rotate. And when you rotate the screw, you'll be able to take this off, flip it, and then lock it back in place. And so you can use either the phone side or the tablet size. This is pretty strong right here as I'm moving it, so it's held nicely in place. I can expect that if you have an iPad right in here, it's really going to hold it nicely and make sure that it's nice and locked. So this is it. I'm going to take this off by just pushing right here, and then as you push, you can take this whole thing off. And we're going to move on to the next one, which is the PGY Tech holder, which is this thing right here. Now this is the cheapest of the lot. This is $19.99, and I'm not going to say this is my favorite just because it's kind of an awkward design. It took me a while to actually figure out exactly how to use it, in which direction to use it. I think you can use it in either direction, quite frankly, but you're going to slide it. You're going to slide it into the antenna just like this, and then it holds it in place, just like this is like a phone. It's acting kind of like a phone. And then this thing will come up, and you can pinch in your phone in the vertical format like this, and then slide it, or you can put your iPad in here. Again, iPad mini, the regular iPad size, I'm going to call it, and no room in here for the iPad Pro. Only one of the controller holder that we have is going to be using the iPad Pro. It's cheaper. It's also cheaper built, I think. It's still nice and tight in here, so it's not going to be moving very easily. And the cool thing about this one is you can actually use it also with the older controller. If you have a Mavic 2 or Mavic 2 Pro, or even the original Mavic Pro, then you're going to be able to slide this in here as well and use it, on top of your controller. Again, $19.99, you make the decision. These are the 3 different controllers that we have available in this series. Going along with the controller, we have a hood, and that controller hood is made by Sonova. Like I said, Sonova makes really nice products, and this is the controller hood right here, and I'm going to use an actual phone. This does not work with an iPad. This has to work with a phone. So if you grab your phone, this is a pretty big phone. This is a iPhone 13 Plus, so the larger size iPhone that you can find on the market at the moment. And this will fit obviously into this controller right here. And this is going to clip on the top of the antenna. Now you can see right here is a piece of plastic, all right, and it's going to clip right onto the antenna. Now you may notice as you look closer, there's a little hole, there's a little, well, I don't know what you call it, a little thingy in here that's going to go and clip, and on each side of the antenna there's a little hole. So that's going to come and clip nicely into it. It takes a little practice to put it in place and make sure that it's fully in place just like this, and then you're going to fold each side right here and then clip, and then go on this side and clip, and then it keeps your phone nice and dark on this side. This is nice. This does not work with a larger screen, so if you have an iPad, even an iPad mini, this is not going to work really well. This does not work if you have an extender like the one we just showed you. So this is cool. If you have a phone, your phone is not very bright, or you fly maybe in Phoenix like we do sometimes where it's pretty hot, this is going to help definitely looking at the screen. All right, now the next thing that I want to talk about is the neck strap. And that neck strap, I attached it to a controller that has a hook. And the only controller that we have really other than the Inspire 2 in the studio is the FPV controller right here. This comes with 2 different attachments right here. So if you have a controller that has 2 different hooks, then you can plug that in. The cool thing about this, so this only has 1 hook, so I'm only attaching one of them and then attaching the other one to the hook. But this is nicely padded right here. It's pretty thick. It fits around the neck. It is pretty comfortable, and it doesn't really get in the way. So this is something that I kind of enjoy. It rotates nicely around right here. It's designed to hold a transmitter right in front of you, and yeah, it's a nice feeling. This is $8, so if you're looking for a nice neck strap, this is it right here for $8. Now, the next accessory is what my team has been calling the best bang for your money in here, and it is this box right here. This is also made by Sonova, and this is the Action Cam or Sport Camera case. And if you have this case, we have a bunch of Action Cam, as you can expect. We put our Insta360 in here. We have a Go 2 right here from Insta360. We have this 1R with several modules. We have the other 1R 360 right in here. And then we have a little battery pack that goes with it, a little cleaning towel. Now the cool thing is that this whole thing right here has compartments that you can personalize. So depending on which way you want to have your box divided, then you can do that. There's a nice little slot right here in the middle. You can put your SD cards in here. You can also right here put your cables if you had some cables that you wanted to put in. There's a nice little sleeve right here, and we put our filters on this side right on the top. So this is cool. It's kind of a leather, fake leather kind of finish. This is really, really nice, and it comes with a little handle. So it looks and feels nice. It just looks like they put some thought into this thing. Now this is made of a nice, looks like a faux leather or whatever. It's pretty nice. It's called a Nut Series. I'm not sure why it's called a Nut Series, but yeah, this is well designed. This is $20. Again, based on what we've looked at and based on what my team said, this is the best bang for your money that we have in the accessories. Now, the next thing I want to show you is not necessarily a drone equipment, but I know a lot of you create a lot of content. And this is what I call the Inspector Gadget tripod. Why? Because it extends and the leg right here extends. Now, is it made of plastic? Is it made of metal? Nobody knows, but it is a pretty nice finish. It is pretty sturdy, trying to bend this, and it will hold in your hand as an extender just like this, or you can make it nice and compact. It comes with this at the top, which is just a 1/4-20 regular screw. This is for your GoPro or any type of action cam. You can put that in here, or if you want to attach anything else, pretty standard screw right up here. So this is $7. Nice to have in your back pocket or nice to have in your backpack because it's very lightweight and something that's pretty easy to utilize. The next thing we're going to look at is our landing pad from Sonova, and here's the landing pad right here. This is nice. When you first hold it, the finish is nice. I don't know if it's leather, if it's just a rubber kind of thing, and it's pretty heavy, okay? I've been using the traditional circle landing pad that you've seen probably in some of our videos before. You probably have the same one if you have some of these accessories. It's got a nice little metal ring around it, but it's pretty lightweight. Now this unfolds, and instead of being a circle, this is kind of a square. And it's got two different colors. It's got the orange on one side and then the dark gray on the other side. It smells like plastic. It's not a terrible smell, but it folds nicely just like this. And again, like I said, it fits nicely on the ground. It kind of hugs the ground very, very well. And it's not the same fabric material, thin fabric that you see on the other ones. Now, we're going to put this to the test on the field right now because, well, we have a bunch of drones. And one of the downside with this kind of equipment is that it tends to fly away. So we're going to test and see if this actually stays in place or if it actually flies away when you start having some prop wash. So let's get to it. All right, as you can see, this right here was a little bit superior to what we used to use. This is just a little bit heavier, so it's gonna stick to the ground a lot better. Obviously, the Inspire 2 blew it out of the way, but that was kind of expected. It's a big drone, it's got a big surface area, and it also has quite a bit of force to push everything around. I would still use this over any of the other landing pads that we have, so highly recommend it. And this is it. That's all we have for you on this video. Thanks for watching. We have another couple videos coming on accessories. We actually recorded a whole bunch, but we figured it would fit better in several videos. So there will be more to come. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.